The trip hasn't even started yet, and we've already missed 2 flights and lost all of our checked luggage.
Video bomb.
We're headed to South Asia for a backpacking trip, aka extreme trip, to evangelize in remote villages up in the mountains.
It's been 2 years since we have wanted to do this trip. The borders have been closed, and so finally we are headed out.
I didn't imagine the trip being extreme until we got there. I think backpacking is going to be the easy part. I have never taken this many connecting flights before. This feels like the Amazing Race. It gets even better. We just lost all of our checked luggage, which means all of our camping gear. We made it!
They couldn't get through, so we said, y'all just keep calling this one. And I think you guys are coming up. Alright. We made I had a dream last night that our team was really excited about all the miracles that God has performed, and we were just saying how wonderful it was.
But before this trip officially begins, we need to find a trekking shop to get some essentials for hiking this week, since so much of that was in our checked luggage. One of the reasons we aren't just throwing in the towel is because of the people that we're going to be ministering to. So no one has ever told them about Jesus before, because they live so far up in the mountains, they're hard to get to. So even though we don't have all of our supplies for trekking and camping, it's worth it to continue with the trip so that we get to be the first ones to share the gospel with them. It's too big of a deal to just go home. This is what East-West Extreme teams are all about. Okay, so we made it to our first village. Now we're all splitting up and going door to door with our translators to share the gospel.
We're able to explain the gospel, the good news to people for the first time, and to ask someone if they've ever heard of Jesus and for them to say no is an incredible opportunity.
After 3 days of travel, it's just great to be here. Go across to the villages and the homes and experience the community. I thought that the 3 days of travel was kind of tough. What I thought was for bad, of course, God always turns for good.
So we just finished sharing in this village for the day, and we saw 15 people come to know Jesus. We are super excited. Now we're heading to our first campsite where we will enjoy a very delicious meal. There's also rumors of a big storm blowing in tonight, so that's fun. 2, getting ready to load out. Some of us didn't sleep so well last night. All right, man, what do we have ahead of us today?
Well, we've got a 13-mile trek to reach our next village. We've got to hike down the mountain, into the valley, cross the river, and then hike back all the way up to the other side to reach the next village before nightfall.
How you feeling about that? You feel ready? Have you trained enough?
Oh man, I guess we'll find out.
We are finally approaching our first village of day 2. This is such a workout. Doing evangelism like this, we never know who we're going to run into. We just walk into a village, go up to some houses, run into people on the trail or as they're working outside, and just start up conversations. We've talked to a lot of people today so far, but no one has been interested in what we're saying. Also, the weather is starting to look pretty bad, which could keep us from doing ministry. Because when it rains here, the paths are so steep that they become very slippery and dangerous. Raining non-stop. Everything is soaked. Woo! Hello. Tired. Man, when you wake up to a view like this each morning, it's hard not to be reminded of God's glory, but it's also been a sobering reminder, just as I think the people that live here, they don't know the Lord. It's almost like God has put His glory on display right at their front door, and they can't see it because they don't know Him. That reality just has to wreck you. Setting out today, it's hard not to feel a little bit defeated after yesterday. All we can do is pray for God to do even bigger things. It's all up to Him. Hi, namaste. Man, it's just such a privilege to share the gospel with these people for the first time, but many of them don't know how to respond. It's easy for them to just add Jesus as another way to heaven, kind of like all their other gods, but we've been praying for God to perform miracles, showing them He is the one true God. We're still believing that He'll do that.
Many times they've said, we are fine with knowing about Jesus, but we're open. We don't discriminate against other religions. They feel like they're being open and allowing us to believe that, and we're being closed-minded.
Okay, say that again. What just happened? What did he just say? Guys, literally the vision that Maya had at the start of the trip just came true.
I had a dream last night about the miracles that God has performed.
God literally just healed a blind man in this village. This has been the craziest journey, but also so amazing to be a part of. This trip is proof that when you give Jesus your yes, He will do amazing things. It's the most incredible experience you could ever imagine. We've agreed to proclaim the gospel no matter what.
Probably one of the hardest trips that I have ever taken, and yet God sustained us by His grace. It really was a week of miracles. Like, we saw people come to know Christ, we saw people healed. Are we going to get to the place where this is our normal life, that no matter what it costs us, we will share the gospel? this trip is that we would, no matter what it costs us, go for the sake of the gospel.